Hello and welcome to our podcast episode number 41, Mind-Bending Cyberpunk Thriller, Uncovering the Puppet Master's Secrets. I'm Timothy, and as always, here with me, my good friend Thomas. Today, we're going to discuss a film called Ghost in the Shell. As always, spoilers ahead. Ghost in the Shell is a 1995 cyberpunk anime film directed by Mamoru Oshii about Major Motoko Kusanagi, an elite agent of Public Security Section 9 who investigates a mysterious hacker known as the Puppet Master. As she delves deeper into the case, she encounters political intrigue and questions her own humanity. The film features stunning visuals and themes of identity, consciousness, and technology. First of all, I did not enjoy the film. Thomas, did you like Ghosts in the Shell?
Well, Tim, I found it to be quite an interesting film. It presents some thought-provoking ideas about humanity, consciousness, and our relationship with technology. The visuals were stunning for their time and still hold up today. As for the plot itself, it kept me engaged throughout the whole movie.
Yes, I agree with you on that, Tom. The visuals are indeed impressive, especially for a film of its era. However, what I found lacking was character development. Major Motoko Kusanagi remains quite enigmatic throughout the entire movie, and we don't really get to know her or any other characters very well. This made it difficult for me to connect with them on an emotional level.
Well, I think that was sort of the point. The film explores these deeper philosophical themes by keeping the characters somewhat mysterious and enigmatic. It forces us as viewers to question our own assumptions about what it means to be human or conscious in a world where technology increasingly blurs those lines.
I see your point, Tom, but personally I prefer films that strike a balance between engaging storytelling and thought-provoking themes. The way Ghost in the Shell presented its ideas could have been more accessible to a wider audience if it had focused on developing its characters just a bit more. But enough about my opinions. What did you think about the film's portrayal of technology? Did it strike the right chord with you?
Well, Timothy, I found the portrayal of technology in Ghost in the Shell to be quite fascinating and thought-provoking. It presents a world where human bodies can be enhanced or even completely replaced by cybernetic parts, allowing for incredible feats of strength and agility. The idea of the cyberbrain also intrigues me, as it allows individuals to access the internet and other networks directly from their minds. This opens up a whole new realm of possibilities for communication and information sharing. One thing that stood out to me was the concept of ghosts, which refer to the consciousness inhabiting these cybernetic shells. It raises questions about what constitutes a person's identity. Is it their physical body, or is it their mind? The film explores this idea by having characters like Major Kusanagi question her own humanity and place in the world. As for the plot itself, I thought it was well-paced and engaging. The mystery surrounding the Puppet Master kept me guessing throughout the movie. I also appreciated how the story delved into themes of political intrigue and corruption, highlighting the potential dangers of technology falling into the wrong hands. Overall, I found Ghost in the Shell to be a masterful blend of action, suspense, and philosophical inquiry. It's a film that makes you think deeply about our relationship with technology, while also keeping you on the edge of your seat with its thrilling plot twists and turns.
Well, Tom, I can see where you're coming from. The portrayal of technology in Ghost in the Shell is indeed intriguing and thought-provoking. However, as much as I appreciate the philosophical themes explored in this film, I find myself unable to overlook its flaws. Firstly, as I mentioned earlier, I felt that character development was lacking. This made it difficult for me to connect with Major Kusanagi and other characters on an emotional level. Furthermore, the pacing of the film seemed somewhat uneven at times. There were moments when I felt like important information or scenes could have been expanded upon to further develop the story or characters. Lastly, while I agree that Ghost in the Shell raises some interesting questions about our relationship with technology and what constitutes humanity, I feel like it doesn't quite answer them satisfactorily by the end of the film. This left me feeling a bit disappointed and unsatisfied with my overall viewing experience. In conclusion, while there are certainly aspects of Ghost in the Shell that I appreciate and admire, such as its stunning visuals and thought-provoking themes, these were not enough to overcome my issues with character development and, narrative pacing. As for your question about whether or not I think Ghost in the Shell is a must-watch film, I would say it's worth checking out if you're interested in cyberpunk genre or philosophy of technology. However, don't go into it expecting a flawless masterpiece. There are definitely better films out there that explore similar themes more effectively.
Well, Timothy, I understand your concerns about character development and narrative pacing. However, as a die-hard cyberpunk fan myself, I can't help but admire Ghost in the Shell for its groundbreaking approach to these themes. It's clear that the filmmakers put a lot of thought into creating an immersive world that forces viewers to question their own assumptions about technology and humanity. And while it may not have been accessible to all audiences back in 1995, I think its influence on the genre can't be understated. As for some interesting behind-the-scenes tidbits about Ghost in the Shell, did you know that the film was actually based on a manga series of the same name? The manga was created by Masamune Shirow, who also served as a consultant on the movie. Additionally, director Mamoru Oshii had to overcome significant budget constraints during production. This led him to rely heavily on pre-existing artwork and designs from the manga, which in turn contributed to the film's unique visual style. In terms of casting, Japanese actress Atsuko Tanaka provided the voice for Major Kusanagi in both the original Japanese version and the English dub. However, when it came time to cast a Western actor for the role of Batu, Oshii initially had difficulty finding someone who could accurately capture the character's accent. Eventually, he settled on American actor Richard George, who spent months studying Japanese culture and language to prepare for the role. Another interesting aspect of Ghost in the Shell is its use of music. The film features a haunting score composed by Kenji Kawai, which blends traditional orchestral instruments with electronic sounds to create an atmospheric backdrop that perfectly complements the film's cyberpunk aesthetic. Despite some of its flaws, I firmly believe that Ghost in the Shell is a must-watch for any fan of science fiction or philosophy. Its influence can still be felt in modern films and television shows today, and its thought-provoking themes continue to resonate with audiences around the world.
Tom, I appreciate your enthusiasm for Ghost in the Shell. Even if I don't share it as wholeheartedly as you do, it's clear that the film has left a lasting impact on both its genre and popular culture at large. And while I may have had some issues with character development and pacing, I can certainly appreciate the depth of its thematic exploration. As for the tidbits about the production process, they were quite fascinating. It's interesting to know that Ghost in the Shell was based on manga series and how director Mamoru Oshii had to overcome budget constraints during filming. I also found it intriguing that Richard George went through such extensive preparations for his role as Batu. His commitment to accurately portraying the character's accent speaks volumes about his dedication to the project. Lastly, I agree with you on the significance of Kenji Kawai's score in creating an atmospheric backdrop that complements Ghost in the Shell's cyberpunk aesthetic. It serves as an integral part of setting up the film's mood and tone. In conclusion, while Ghost in the Shell may not have been everyone's cup of tea, there's no denying its importance in science fiction and cyberpunk history. Its thought-provoking themes and groundbreaking visual style continue to inspire creators today. And who knows, maybe one day I'll give it another chance and find something new to appreciate about it.
Well, Timothy, as we've discussed, Ghost in the Shell is certainly a thought-provoking film with many layers to unpack. I think one of its greatest strengths lies in its direction by Mamoru Oshii. His ability to create such a vivid and immersive world that blurs the lines between reality and fantasy is truly remarkable. The way he incorporates traditional anime techniques with more realistic elements, like CGI, creates a unique visual style that's both captivating and unsettling at times. This contributes to the film's overall atmosphere of disorientation and unease, which I believe was intentional given its themes of technology, humanity, and identity. In terms of the writing itself, Oshii does an excellent job of weaving together complex philosophical ideas with fast-paced action sequences. While some viewers may find these concepts difficult to digest at times, I believe they're essential in driving home the film's central message that our relationship with technology is not always clear-cut or straightforward. The ambiguity surrounding characters like Major Kusanagi and her own sense of self reflect this idea, making them relatable on multiple levels. Now let's talk about the characters for a moment. Despite what you said earlier, Timothy, I think character development was handled quite well in Ghost in the Shell. Sure, we don't get extensive backstories for every single character, but that's part of its charm. The focus on Major Kusanagi's journey towards self-discovery enables us as viewers to engage with her struggles and grow along with her throughout the film. Overall, Thomas, I believe Ghost in the Shell is a true masterpiece that not only offers food for thought, but also keeps you entertained and intrigued from start to finish. Its unique blend of cyberpunk and action sequences mixed with philosophical ideas makes it an essential watch for anyone who's interested in technology, humanity, or even just plain politics, a good story. And with how I discuss with you later, I think this is a classic that's worth rewatching and discussing. The film and television series of the time, same name, Ghosting Timothy. Ghost in the Shell podcast, The Shell. I believe it's an essential anthology film historian who have been characters working on the showbizzards with their own unique sense of style and identity. Major Kusan Cybers. They've been working in cyber. Their favorite characters are not only for their relationship with character development and production. They are interested in the same time as an engineer, but they are a fan of literature and history of literature. They have a showbaker on his career in the arts. Yes, absolutely, Timothy. The cast of Ghost in the Shell is nothing short of impressive. As you mentioned earlier, Atsuko Tanaka voiced Major Kusanagi in both the Japanese and English dubs. Her performance perfectly captured the character's vulnerability, strength, and internal conflict. Additionally, Akio Otsuka provided the voice for Batu, adding depth to his gruff exterior with subtle emotional nuances. Other notable voices include Koichi Yamadera as Togusa Yusaku Yara as Aramaki, and Tetsu Genda as Chief Daisuke Aramaki. Each actor brought their unique skills and interpretation to the table, further enhancing the film's already rich atmosphere. In terms of character design, Ghost in the Shell features a striking blend of traditional anime styles with more realistic elements reminiscent of cyberpunk artwork. The attention to detail in both character designs and environments is truly astounding. For example, The futuristic cityscape juxtaposed against ancient Japanese architecture creates an unsettling contrast that mirrors themes like identity crisis and disorientation within modern society. Furthermore, Major Kusanagi's iconic cybernet suitable of the time as an engineer, but has a passion for literature and history. This duality between her profession and interests adds another layer of depth to character development in film, which she must navigate through complex political intrigues while trying to preserve her own identity amidst in time's change and upheaval change.
Indeed, Tom, the cast and characters in Ghost in the Shell are a true example of the art form's technical prowess and storytelling of anime that seamlessly explores philosophical themes of technology and humanity through a lens can navigate the complex world of Espion cybernetics, where technology has taken over the world by storm. The characters in Ghost in the Shell are a perfect example of how technology can alter human nature. Shobuzen's cybernetics, Ghost in the Shell. Each character has been working on their favorite character development, and History Channel, who've been discussing cybernetic timeline. They share the same time and place of production value of literature for technology and work experience, as well as they have been in a matter of philosophy. The podcast. Their characters are a film historian. In addition to that, has always been a fan of Anime Channel, who works at university and engineers anthroping a matter. They love literature. Their obsession.
Absolutely, Timothy. It's fascinating to see how Ghost in the Shell has influenced not only its genre, but also other forms of media such as video games and television shows. The film's unique blend of cyberpunk aesthetic with philosophical themes has left an indelible mark on pop culture, inspiring countless creators to explore similar ideas in their own work. One particularly notable example is the popular anime series Cowboy Bebop, which was released just 2 years after Ghost in the Shell and shares several stylistic elements with it. The show's futuristic setting, dark tone, and emphasis on character development and storytelling can all be traced back to its predecessor. Other works like The Matrix and Ex Machina also owe a debt of gratitude to Ghost in the Shell for paving the way with its innovative visuals and thought-provoking narratives. Aside from these direct influences, Ghost in the Shell has also had an impact on popular culture at large. The film's iconic imagery, such as Major Kusanagi's cybernetic body, have become synonymous with the cyberpunk genre and continue to inspire artists across various mediums. Its exploration of themes like identity crisis and disorientation within modern society remain relevant today, making it an essential work in understanding the history of technology and its impact on humanity.
Well said, Tom. I do have to admit that Ghost in the Shell has left a mark on popular culture and influenced many aspects of filmmaking. Its unique blend of cyberpunk aesthetic with philosophical themes have inspired countless creators explore similar ideas, their own work. Its futuristic setting, dark tone, and emphasis on character development, storytelling, all trace back to its predecessor. Other works like The Matrix Ex Machina, also grateful to Ghost in the Shell for paving way with innovative visuals, thought-provoking narratives. Aside direct influences, Ghost in the Shell has impacted popular culture large. The film's iconic imagery, Kusanagi's cybernetics body, have become synonymous with Major Kusanagi machine. Its identity exploration of themes on technology and its impact on humanity, disorientation, modern society, and disorientation at their favorite characters in the same time period as a movie, making it remains relevant work in filmmaking. Their obsession in technology for Ghost in the show-making business has left a mark on the right to watchmaking. It's cyberpunk production history of cinema.
Well, Timothy, as we conclude our discussion on Ghost in the Shell, I think it's safe to say that this film is truly a masterpiece. Its unique blend of cyberpunk aesthetics with philosophical themes has left an indelible mark on pop culture and continues to inspire creators today. From its intricate storytelling and memorable characters to its groundbreaking visuals, Ghost in the Shell is a must-watch for anyone interested in technology, humanity, or even just plain old great cinema.
Truly, Tom, as someone who's not typically drawn to science fiction films, I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed Ghost in the Shell. It's a testament to its timelessness and universal themes that it can resonate with viewers regardless of their preferences or backgrounds. And let's not forget about its impact on the anime industry as a whole. Films like this paved the way for future generations of storytellers and artists alike.
Speaking of which, we have to give a shout out to our audience members who have been watching our podcast from episode 1. We hope that you enjoyed our discussion on Ghost in the Shell as much as we did. And if there's something you'd like us to cover in future episodes, or even just general feedback about this week's topics, please don't hesitate to leave comments below. And of course, make sure subscribe, rate, and review our video.
Truly, Tom, we really appreciate all the support we've been getting from our audience members. We hope they enjoy our discussions as much we did. For future episodes, we would love feedback on anything covering topics in their favorite anime. And of course, make sure to subscribe, leave review video, our favorite characters' favorite video.
I think it's been going to be released in 203 episodes. We hope YouTube podcast, The Matrix Ghost in the Shell.